What is going on, guys? Adam Katz for DogTrainerToolbox.com. If you need a done-for-you dog training business website, I'm looking down at my notes here. Check out what we've got to offer. It is an amazing way to really make your ads, your traffic, your referrals, everything you've got work so much better. DogTrainerToolbox.com. Wanted to get today with you to talk a little bit about some facts. Brandon, who runs Google Ads, who I'll give you more information on how to get in touch with him if you are interested in somebody running your Google ad campaigns at the end of this video, was kind enough to give us some information about what he's seeing in several different markets. In addition to that, I'm going to share with you a couple of anecdotal conversations. I have a lot of dog trainers contact me pretty much every week to tell me, what they're seeing and what's going on, what's happening in their business. Generally speaking, we are seeing a slowdown in demand with some caveats. The caveats being the following. You may not be seeing a slowdown if your typical program costs $100. Like, for example, if you offer just group classes, right? So what we're limiting the conversation to is dog trainers who sell more higher ticket programs, say $1,000 and up, $1,000 for a private lesson program, $3,000, maybe $4,000 for a board and train program. That may be one caveat. The other caveat may be, if you're on the cutting edge with your marketing, let's say you've tested something like Instagram ads or Facebook ads in a different way than most everybody else has been doing it. You found some little marketing niche or trick or something, and it's working well for you. You may be getting tons and tons of leads still, even though people using traditional marketing methods are seeing a slowdown. So all of that needs to be factored into the equation. I'm not saying this is fact. This is just one data point to take into consideration, plus a couple of anecdotal conversations to factor into the equation. So first one here is, I might have to pull up my glasses. So this is end of month comparison for the month of July, this past July, compared to this past month of October, this very past month. So for one campaign in the general California region, the campaign had spent $369.59 more this month than it did in July. So despite spending more this month, both the impressions, that's the number of times people searched, and the way that Brandon runs these campaigns, he runs them very, very aggressively, right? So we're buying up the majority of the market share in the market that he's targeting for the keywords that he's targeting. So what he's seeing is the total number of searches, impressions, and the clicks are down. Impressions are down by 33.52%, which means compared to July, there are roughly 33, almost 34% fewer people doing the same searches. These are dog training related searches. Clicks are down by 30% in this market, and the average cost per click is up by 59.20%, almost 60%. So cost per click is up. Total number of impressions, meaning the total number of times that people are searching, and the number of clicks down by roughly 30 to 34%. Despite the above, this campaign conversions, that means the total number of leads has gotten a bit better. So 64 this month compared to 59 in July. Mathematically insignificant in my opinion. Second market is in the Pacific Northwest. The campaign has spent $21 more this month than it did in July. Again, mathematically insignificant. Spending more this month. Both the impressions and the clicks are down. Impressions are down by 17.54%. So this market in the Pacific Northwest, not going to say even which state, but a good market is down close to 18%, 17.54%. And clicks are down by 22.18%. Again, this is apples to apple comparison, same keywords, same traffic, same market. In the Southwest region, the campaign spent $259.43 more this past month, than it did in July. Despite spending more this month, both the impressions and the clicks are also down. Impressions are down by 17.23%, and clicks are down by 18.43%. Average cost per click is up by 34.28%. So what's happening is everybody in these markets is seeing fewer searches come through, they're seeing fewer clicks, and so they're upping their bids, right? So the bids are becoming more expensive. It's becoming more challenging to buy those same clicks. There's a smaller pie. Everybody's getting a smaller piece of the pie. So everybody's kind of panicking and trying to spend more to get a bigger piece of the pie, or the same amount of pie that they were getting back in July. So that was the Southwest region. Another market in California spent almost $200 more, $196.18 more this month than it did in July, despite spending more. Both the impressions and the clicks are down. Impressions are down by 20.22%, and clicks are down by 9.35%. So average cost per click is up in this market by 16.32%. Guys, this is just a snapshot of a handful of markets. So it's not necessarily indicative of every market. There, maybe some markets that are seeing things differently, but it is hard to ignore these numbers. At the same time, you've got inflation rates at roughly stated inflation at roughly 9%. I think actual inflation might be closer to 16 or 17%. Hard to know at this point. Governments typically lie about that kind of stuff. So people have less disposable income. And remember, dog training is a luxury spend. So a couple of anecdotal events. A dog trainer in the Midwest says his lead volume for one of his two regions that he's in is down by probably 60% this past month. A dog trainer in the Southeast says all lead volume from all sources is down to a trickle. And all of these guys are pretty sizable operations, not like one or two man mom and pop type shops, but shops that have dog training businesses that have multiple employees. Maybe they have a secretary answering their phone plus one or two or three, maybe more dog trainers plus kennel staff, etc. So it's not like little rinky-dink operations. These are operations making, 200 to $1 million plus per year with their dog training business, and that's the feedback that I'm getting. So that being said, just a couple of quick ideas about what you can do if you're seeing fewer leads, fewer traffic, fewer demand in your market, right? So one thing I would probably be looking at, taking into consideration that people have less money in their pocket, I would look at offering financing options. And personally, I would probably be offering to self-finance these people. That increases the headache potential. There's more headache in having to chase people down for the money, but the majority of the people are going to pay and pay consistently. The main benefit to doing it this way is not only are you selling, continuing to sell, but you can get, let's say you sell a 3,000 board and train program, maybe you get $500 down, and then you charge $300 a month for, let's say, 10 months. So instead of getting $3,000 up front, you're getting $3,000 plus $500. So you're making, I can't do the math in my head, but at least more than 10% on your money, which is pretty good. You could also break it down where maybe you have them pay just the first month. You have them pay $300 the first month, and then over a period of 12 months, or maybe a period of 15 months if you want. You make an even larger percentage. You can get to the point where you're making maybe 20% off these people because your risk of non-payment is higher, right? You're not in the business of being a bank, but in this instance, you're actually kind of creating paper. So that would be one strategy I'd use. The second strategy I would use is, dog trainers are typically lazy. Dog training business owners are typically lazy. So they find one or two or three ways to get leads, and they stop because testing new stuff is hard. So I would be testing, number one, I would be going back and testing Facebook ads more extensively. I would also be testing Instagram direct message story ads. I've heard really good things about that in other industries, and I think it needs to be tested in the dog training space. These are things you can do. I mean, you can even try TikTok. Different mediums, so in addition to the traditional stuff, in addition to the vet referrals, in addition to the van wrap, in addition to the billboards, if you have a billboard, postcard campaigns, in addition to Facebook and Google Ads management, and all of the above, all the things that we traditionally talk about, there is new social media opportunities out there that you should be investing a little bit of your money into trying new things. Another opportunity is that every city, we've talked in the past about setting up a dog training group for your city and putting out useful information to people in your city. So for example, the Dallas Dog Owner Facebook group. But there's another strategy you can employ. There's typically groups, for example, like I'm in one right now called Moving to Florida. And they have ones that are specific to each city, like moving to Tampa or moving to Orlando. Whatever market you're in, I would find a big group that already targets those areas. And people are asking questions about that area. Hey, I just moved to Tampa. Can anybody recommend a plumber? And what you're going to do is you're not going to specifically pitch yourself. You're going to say, yeah, I've got a great plumber. This guy's fantastic. He's worked really well for me. And we've used them at my dog training business as well. And then you sign it, John Doe, and then John Doe's Dog Training Company right beneath it. Other people will see that. They'll start to see how helpful you are, and they'll feel like they know you. And when they have a dog training issue, they'll pick up the phone and call. Hey, listen, a couple of tips. I'm going to wrap this up with my usual pitch. If you are interested in a Google Ads campaign, testing it, again, is all about testing different stuff. It's all about throwing a plate of spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks, and then reinvesting your money in stuff that gives you a return on investment. By the way, another thing I wanted to talk about, I just remember this. How to know if you should continue running your ad campaign, be it Google Ads or Facebook or anything else that you're doing. If you're spending money on pay-per-click or any traditional media like newspaper advertising, how to know if you should continue running those ads or if you should pull the ads. What I look for myself is ideally I want at least a 7 to 9 times return on investment. That's ideally. That means for every dollar I'm spending, I'm getting back at least 7 to 9 times return on investment. Now, worst case scenario, trying times, right? I will accept at a minimum a 3 times return on investment. So if I'm spending $1, I want to be able to get $3 back. If you're just doubling your money, then probably you're spending, you're working too hard to pay Google and to pay whoever's running your ads, or to pay Facebook and whoever's running your ads, or whoever and wherever you're running your ads. You're spending too much. Your cost per lead is too high. So as long as I'm getting at minimum 3 times return on investment, ideally 7 to 9 times, but minimum 3 times, I will continue running that ad campaign. So if you need somebody to run Google Ads, I highly recommend Brandon Venter. You can reach him through dogtrainertoolbox.com. He has his own company, but if you click on the box in the upper left-hand corner, it'll take you to his website. You can schedule a consultation with him. Before you do that, though, before you do whether Brandon or Facebook or anything else, all traffic ultimately ends at your website. You should not be sending traffic to your social media properties. It's too difficult to get a good return on investment. Your website needs to convert that cold traffic into hot leads, and it needs to do it really, really well. Would you rather have to have 100 people click and end up on your website and only one of those 100 end up picking up the phone and calling you? Or would you like to have a website that converts maybe 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 people who land on your website and pick up the phone and call you? I've got you covered. Head on over to dogtrainertoolbox.com and check out our done-for-you dog training business website. The copy, which is the persuasive text, as well as the design. The design is a conversion optimized, tested design. The copy is tested and proven to work really, really well. So if you're going to run a Google Ads campaign with Brandon, or you're going to do a Facebook Ads campaign or anything else, that traffic ultimately is going to end up on your website. The better your website converts, the better all of those ad campaigns work. You end up making more money. You end up helping more dog owners. You end up saving more dogs. That's what we're all about. The Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook, free to join. Over 3,600 professional dog training business owners swapping secret strategies, tactics, and tips, as well as Cats on Marketing, KATZ, Cats on Marketing. My YouTube channel has over 220 videos on the art and science of growing and running and managing your dog training business. Whew, that's a lot. Adam Katz, over and out. If you have any questions, hit me up in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group. Talk to you soon, guys.